Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great start to their week. Today was a little bit slow for us, or for me. The market was just trading crazy today. Yeah, I don't know what it was, or maybe it was just the way I was looking at it that made it look crazy. It's like everybody was kind of sitting on the edge of their seat, waiting on what was going to happen with Apple. But it was just one of those crazy days. But gonna recap my day real quick. But I want to share a message with you real quick, and it's very important. And I was looking at this last night, and it made me remember the message that this old native guy to the island, told me or shared with me while I was on this boat. And it's crazy, but it's centered around, not giving your past the power to define your future. And he was telling me, he asked me, he was like, son, why are you fascinated with where you've been? For me, I'm still fascinated by how pretty that water was. But, and I couldn't answer him. I was like, no, I'm just kind of enjoying the sights. And he's like, you'll never see the beauty in where you're going if you're always looking, to where you've been. And, it kind of went over my head a little bit at that time. But as I thought about it, I realized just how deep that short conversation with this gentleman was. And here's a guy that probably makes only a couple dollars a day, but he was so happy and content and just filled with life, because all he did was look forward. So we have to understand our past doesn't define us. If we failed in trading, or we've tried and things didn't work out, that doesn't define us. What defines us is what we do now. What we're committed to do now is defining us from this day forward. Nothing that we've tried that we failed to do in the past with our trading can stop us from creating this successful future, that we're looking for. Starting right now, it can happen for you. You've got to make the commitment to leave the past behind. You've got to make the commitment to do what you need to do in order to move forward. I told you guys, I came to this impasse early in my trading career where I realized I had to dump all of this garbage I had picked up and start over. And most of you are going to have to do that. Whatever I invested in, whatever time or anything I invested in this, I had to just put aside, and I had to start over and do the right thing. Do what I needed to do to make it happen for me. So, your past doesn't define your future. Believe in yourself and take action. With what we're doing now in our community, in the AJT community, with this roadmap to success I'm sharing, we're planning for our future. And these statements you just have to throw away. This is what happened to me, and if this didn't happen to me, I would be where I want to be today. Or I should have done this the first time. Had I done that, this would be a no-brainer. Now it's too late for me to do anything. This person ripped me off, so he took everything I had, and now I'm not where I want to be, and I can't get to where I want to be. These things will drag you down. The successful person only thinks in the now, only thinks into the future. They set goals for their future. They visualize the results coming into reality. And they know that there's a process to get there, and they're going to be committed to that to get to that next level. You know, they see the future reward, not the initial struggle it takes to bring it to life. Yeah, this is a struggle. Yeah, things just aren't going to go our way every day. We're going to have losing trades. We're going to have losing days. We're going to have days that just don't work with what we want to do. That's the name of the game. You can't eliminate those. What you can do is use those to fuel our future. You know, learn how to trade those days, or decide, are these days really worth trading, or are these the days where I just sit on my hands and watch? You know, these are decisions that's going to make you or break you in this industry. So whatever's happened in the past, whatever you've been through, don't let it define you. Move forward and keep driving, because you can do it. We can all do it, no matter how far behind we start. You know, everybody can get there. All right, so tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. on my YouTube channel, I will be doing a live stream. Hopefully we'll have some better action than we did today. But if not, I want you guys to learn the lessons. Because the most important lesson that I'm trying to teach you guys, or teach everybody in the community, is to be patient, to be disciplined, and above all, manage your risk. And sometimes managing your risk is not taking trades. It's just sitting back. If the market is not feeling welcoming to you, let it go. Because tomorrow may be a breakout day. So if you force yourself on the market today and you lose $300-400, and tomorrow you end up with the $500 day, you're not gonna, you're only gonna have a couple $100 there for the week. And had you just sat on your hands and not forced the previous day, you'll have a lot more profit in the bank. So you just have to take each day, one trade at a time, one day at a time. And at the end of the week, look and see where you are. If you're not where you want to be, then start looking at what you can do. But you only focus on one thing at a time. And you want to make sure that you have enough trades so that you can make an educated guess. That's what it's going to take. But come in. I'm going to teach you everything that I do in the morning. I'm going to share with you the simple rules that I follow that help me manage my risk, that helps me deal with days like I had today, like I had Friday, that still allow me to come out profitable at the end of the week, at the end of the month. That's the key. Anybody can make a winning trade. Anybody can have a big winning trade. But the key is, can you keep the money? Can you trade consistently enough to keep your money and to grow your account? That's what the question is. So let's take a look at what we did real quick. The first trade was on VIAB. Now obviously when I looked at the market last night, it was going down. I thought we were going to flush. And then at the open, it looked like it was just it gave us a head fake and that it was going to push up. And so I had no reservation about taking this long. This stock was bouncing. Now, it wasn't on earnings like we typically like to trade. And guys, trade stocks on earnings are the best ones to trade the opening range strategy on. When you start branching off into different catalysts, then the accuracy of the strategy is going to go down, because a lot of times you may not get the volatility, you may not get the retail interest in that trade, in that stock, and it may not trade well for you. And it kind of what happened here is what I feel. We had this huge run up going into the open. Look at this wicked opening candle. Okay. What this should have told me was don't trade this. That's what it should have told me. But I thought I saw a window. If I got in here off the body, I saw a nice window up to the daily 20. That was going to be my target. Here was the true 5-minute opening range high. But look at the wick on this candle. So the wick is longer than the body. So I'm going to go off the body. Here we opened. We sold off a little bit. And we started coming up. So, I waited. I was patient. And we got a nice move up. A really nice candle here. And we got stuffed at this level that I had no respect for. I really thought we were going to get into that funnel or that vortex and get sucked up to the 20 before pulling back. But we didn't. Ended up stopping out. And, again, I didn't wait for my max loss stop. It would have been really dumb because we lost the level that I based the trade off of. Once you lose the level you base your trade off of, you need to stop out and not sit there and wait for it to come down and hit your max loss stop. Had I done that, I would have been red on the day. But I didn't. I managed it. I took it off when I lost the level and just kind of walked away. But you can see this price action. When you see candlesticks that look like this was a lot of choppiness in the price action. And then you got this big sell-off candle here. And, it just wasn't smooth. It didn't feel inviting to me. So after these first couple of trades, I just kind of let the market go and kind of watch what it did. I mean, and if you were trading Apple, that was a ride. That was a ride, in itself. So, you guys saw just how crazy the price action was today. Now, looking at the chart, you can see, hey, there was great moves here. You could have profited from it. But, one of my rules, I'm not buying into resistance. And if I bought here, I would have bought into resistance. I would have bought into the VWAP here. More resistance. So I just stayed away from it. And because tomorrow could be a better day. I didn't want to start the week off in a hole that I would have to try to dig my way out of. And mentally, it weighs on you. Especially if I'd have had a losing day tomorrow. And then I got 3 days to end this week, this month. I got to dig out of this hole for the week. And it just starts to weigh on you. So, this is one of the things that I'm trying to get through is just because the market is open, just because there are stocks moving, doesn't mean you need to chase trades. If it's not giving you what you want, don't trade it. Don't chase it. Keep your money in your bank account. Now, the worst thing you can do is be in a simulator and just start trading all around and just taking this and taking that and rolling the dice. And then you're like, oh man, I got a winning trade. Oh, this is a winning. There's no rhyme or reason. Then when you get in with real money, it's not going to end pretty for you. Because you're not going to be able to, throw caution to the wind and do the things that you were doing in the simulator. And you probably won't get the feels that you're getting. So you have to really be careful with that. All right, so the next trade, the last one I took was NKE. And I didn't chase this down. Okay, we had that bad news that came out on it about the CEO, I guess, getting arrested. And this money and these colleges and the college coaches, this is really bad. This is really, really bad. But I didn't chase it down initially. Kind of waited for the bounce. We got this huge run back up. But as we started rejecting again, that's when I got in. Just under this level, just under the 9. I needed to be able to manage my risk. And this was a good trade. I felt we would at least come back down to 81. My first target was going to be this level here. It didn't quite get there. And when we started to reverse and I felt the momentum changing, I had to dump it. You know, and I was telling you guys the whole way exactly what I was going to do, what I was thinking, you know, what I was looking at as I was seeing the price action. So you guys knew exactly where my head was and why I did what I did. Because this is another one of these stocks that's highly manipulated. When we say highly manipulated, I'm meaning you've got big money with big positions in here, and some can't stand it, this thing to drop, and they will spend a couple $1 million to stop the bleeding or to attempt to stop the bleeding. Most of the time they can do it. You know, so all they do is just get it started in one direction. They know what triggers us retail traders. There's a lot of inexperienced retail traders out there, and they know how to push our buttons. And they'll throw a couple million, get the stock moving in one direction, and we just finish the job for them. You know, they know how to play us. So, you know, these stocks like NKE and Apple, you know, they're going to have a certain degree of manipulation in it where there are funds that just aren't going to allow a trade or a stock to go below a certain level. And, you know, we have to be able to identify those stocks and trade accordingly. So I wasn't going to let this go against me. Now, obviously, I could have waited. It never really came back enough to stop me out. I would have taken my first profit here, and then it would have stopped me out at break even. So either way, I would have made the same amount of money on it. So it didn't really matter that I didn't wait. So in this case, everything worked out perfectly. So only made, let's see, what is that? $28 today. That's it. You know, I had that one loser. You know, I did not let it go stop me out. Once the trade showed me that it wasn't working, I lost that level. So only about $53 that we lost on it. NKE didn't give me the move that I wanted, but you know, I wasn't going to let whatever little profit I had go just because the trade stopped working. You know, I knew it quit working. It showed me too much. I dumped it. That's where we are. So if you're paying attention in chat, you'll hear what I'm thinking. You'll hear what I'm looking at in the price action and how and why I'm feeling that way. You know, that's what you want to pay attention to. Don't worry so much about what price I got in at and all of that. If you want to really learn what I'm looking at in terms of the price action and what we need to do. All right, guys. So again, join me tomorrow. I'm going to have my live stream going starting at 8:30 on my YouTube channel. You can spend the morning session with me and, you know, learn some things. I'm going to go over my rules. And it might be a little bit different than what I've shared before, but it's the same thing. Just trying to change it so it makes sense to more people. And, you know, just spend the morning in our community. So you guys have a great night, a great evening, and I will see you in the morning.